Hi, my name is Nick, aka the Coffee Detective, and today we're going to have a look at the Ninja coffee bar. So this is a coffee maker that comes with a big promise, and that promise is that it will serve as your drip brewer if you want to make a carafe of coffee. It'll also serve as your single serve brewer, and it'll also serve as your espresso machine if you want to make an espresso based drink like a latte or cappuccino. And it'll make your cold, over ice coffee as well. Now that's, like I say, is quite is quite the promise, because basically at heart this is a drip brewer. There's the filter and coffee goes in there. You've got a water reservoir here which you can fill with a jug, or you can remove it with a simple twist and fill it at the sink, put it back in, twist it closed. It has a carafe here for when you want to make a full carafe of coffee in the morning, and if you just want to make a cup of coffee, there's a little stand that folds down and you put your cup underneath. Alright, so that's the kind of basics of the machine. It's, like I say, it's basically, and it has a hot plate underneath so that if you make a carafe of coffee it'll stay nice and warm. So we can see how this is a regular drip brewer making a carafe of coffee. All the elements are here, the carafe, the filter basket, the water reservoir. But how do they do everything else? Well, we'll start off here on this control panel with our size selection. So I can decide here to make a full carafe, or a half carafe, or travel mug size, or regular coffee mug size. Alright, and so what happens here is that you put in the filter the appropriate amount of ground coffee with that little provided scoop here, according to the size of your brew. Then when you adjust this, what happens is the machine determines how much water to run through that ground coffee. Now, when you're making a carafe or a mug or travel mug or whatever, you can also press this button here and it'll give you what they call a kind of classic brew. The one underneath will give you what they describe as rich, in other words a bolder, stronger brew. So you can kind of adjust the strength of your brew at the same time. This button here is if you want to make iced coffee. So basically you get your mug, you fill it up with ice to the top, you put it in there, set your size and press the ice over option. And what that does, again, it's just a matter of matching the amount of coffee grinds in here and the amount of water. And what it does is it gives you less water proportion to coffee grounds, so you get a very strong brew come out the bottom, so that when the ice cubes melt you still get a decent strength of coffee. The ice cubes don't dilute the coffee when you make iced coffee that way. So that's all pretty cool. So I can, like I say, I can make a carafe, a half carafe, or I can make a single cup in the morning. All I have to do is make sure there's water in there and put in the right amount of ground coffee in there. But what I really want to explore today is the promise of this thing, this drip brewer, replacing my espresso machine. Now I have a couple of espresso machines, so at this point, like, the real coffee geek is going to throw his or her arms up in the air and freak out, and they'll say, hey, you cannot make an espresso based drink like a cappuccino or latte without espresso, and you cannot make an espresso with a drip brewer, because an espresso machine forces hot water under pressure through the ground compacted coffee, whereas a drip brewer is just gravity fed. And it's true, this does not make espresso. So what it does do, though, again, is finding that balance between the amount of water and the amount of ground coffee in the filter basket here, and it's creating what, basically a concentrated coffee. So it's kind of an espresso equivalent. Another example is I sometimes make an espresso style drink using my Bialetti stovetop brewer. Again, it's not real espresso, but you can make a a pretty nice latte or cappuccino style drink with a Bialetti. So if you can do it with that, why not with this? So that's what I want to figure out today. So, and this is going to be the kind of demo part. Right. So first things first. The other thing that came in the box with this is a hand, like a hand-powered milk frother. Just before I started the video, I put this milk in the microwave for 60 seconds, probably cooling a bit now. And I've never tried one of these. I've seen them, I've seen them online. I've never tried one. Like, can you froth milk with something that basically looks like a French press? I've got an electronic milk frother, but I've never tried this. So if we give it a go, basically you just pump it like that for a few seconds. And there you go, the level of milk, it's got lots of air in there. The level of milk has gone from down here to up here. So now we're going to pour that in here. Like that. I'm going to bring down the little cup stand, put it under there. Now, I've already put the correct amount of ground coffee in the basket here. So now I'm going to press the specialty brew button at the bottom. Now, this takes a little bit of time. What it does is, first of all, you'll see it's going to heat up. It's going to heat up the water. You'll see just a little bit of liquid coming out. And what basically they're doing is they're dampening, they're infusing all the coffee, ground coffee in there. If you just pour the water straight through, some of those coffee grinds wouldn't be fully dampened, and we wouldn't get the full flavor out of them. So here we are. Here's that first little layer coming out. It's kind of interesting. You can see it looks like we've got a cappuccino on the way here. We get equal amounts of milk and froth on the top. So we'll wait for that, and while we're doing that, let me just mention a couple of other features. One, there's a timer on here, so if I want to set this to make me a carafe of coffee in the morning ready for when I get out of bed, I can do that, and that's great. It has another button down here for cleaning. So if I want to flush out and clean the system, it'll do that for me as well. And what's that last button? Oh, the drip stop. Yeah, there's a. Do you see here? I can actually, if I'm part way through making a carafe of coffee and I just can't wait, which sounds exactly like me, I can close off the filter for a moment and then open, take out the carafe, pour my coffee, put the carafe back, and then open it up again. So basically, it's it's a pretty amazing machine, really. Now this, hang on, I need a spoon. I don't think I've got a spoon. Hang on a moment. All right, now I got a spoon. Now we're nearly done. Interesting layering there. We've got the coffee in the middle, the milk at the bottom, and the kind of froth milk at the top. Pretty much done. I'm going to close it off so I don't get any drips. I can put some sugar in there to taste. Nice and frothy on the top. And what does it taste like? Well, let me try. Ah, well, that's quite strong, which I like, because one of the things I don't like about some of the more automatic espresso machines is that I always find them too weak, too much milk and not enough coffee. So remember, this isn't true espresso. It just delivered that very concentrated coffee in there with the milk. I'm kind of smacking my lips here. If you asked me, if I was seriously being asked, like, is this espresso or is this espresso style cappuccino, I'd say it's espresso style. It's not going to fool me into thinking it was real espresso. Would I be happy to drink this? Absolutely I would. And actually, like I say, I really like the fact that it's coming out bold and strong, and I'm not getting that kind of overwhelming milky flavor. Yep, I can see myself drinking that each day. And the thing is it's super easy. Like I said, I've got an electronic milk frother, but it wasn't nearly as fast as this. It's super simple. You just put the milk in, put it in the microwave, a little bit of up and down motion, and you're done. So, you know, I think they've done a remarkable job, and they really do address a real problem, which is that, you know, in the morning some people want a carafe of coffee, other people just want a single cup. Also, is like, you got to have quite a budget or quite a large amount of counter space if you're going to have a drip brewer, a single serve brewer, and an espresso machine at your home. So most of us are kind of based with a choice or a compromise of some kind. So I think this could prove to be pretty popular. Like I say, it's not the real thing, but if you can kind of get past the not real espresso thing, the taste of it, I really like. I think I'll be using this a lot. Okay, so that's the Ninja for you, and I hope you found this review useful. Thank you. Bye bye.